Hello everybody and welcome to today's Scrim Fish and Chips versus GG Esports, yet unnamed team. We are in the Platinum Elo today and you're seeing the first Fish and Chip stream for a very long time, and I am very happy to be joined by our new producer, and some of you may already know them from their previous work, but Zusor is with us today doing the production behind the scenes. So it might be a one-man cast. It is not a one-man team today. Just waiting for teams to get themselves set up nicely in the lobby, and we should be able to jump in pretty soon-ish. As you are aware, it is EU Scrim, so that's why we have a slight delay getting people in, especially when you have a lot of British players playing in, because it's an hour earlier for them in the evening, so it's like 7 instead of 8, which can make it a bit tricky around dinner time and getting home from work, etc. And some of the delays. But yeah, we do have 5 from both teams now in the lobby, and we are just getting ready for the spectate and get ready into the first game. It does look like Busan is being teased here, and it looks like we're going to be spectating blue team only at the moment, which is Fish and Chips only. But hopefully we can get that sorted before we jump in, and then we will be ready to go. But yeah, Busan going to be our first map of the evening. And yeah, looking forward to this one. Hope you guys are in chat as well. Can I have a huge shout out in chat as well for Zusor joining our production team today. It's been absolutely massive to have them on board and joining. And hopefully we'll see them a lot more on a Monday from what I'm hearing from them, which is always good to hear, that we're going to get our Mondays back on schedule more often. We have got it all sorted out, by the way. We will be able to spec the entire game as we usually do. And yeah, I mean, you guys are getting the treat. We had a tournament over the weekend, and now you're getting a Monday stream afterwards, which is not something that happens very regularly. You know us, with tournaments, we tend to go big and then burn out and then fail to get casters ready for the Monday. But today we are lucky enough to be able to get streaming. Should be jumping in any moment now, and yeah, looking forward to seeing what these teams are running. We are playing in Plat, so the difference making there is we're so used to seeing Surgeon so much, but in the Plat Elo, let's see if they're gonna stick to that meta, because it is a high skill cap hero. It does require you to be able to hit heads frequently with that railgun. So I'm gonna be interested to see where these teams have come from, but at the moment, we do look like we're going to be sticking with the zombie comp with Surgeon as well. But a little bit of a different take on that support line from Fish and Chips, electing to take the Ana instead of the Kiriko here. And actually, they're going to run the Hog here, which I love to see. Love to see this bit of variation, especially with the change in meta. Hog seems to be a pretty big pick at the moment. Going in. Sorry about the in-game chat there. Just messing around on Scrim Night, so we should be getting ready to go. And yeah. Soon we'll be ready. Just waiting on a couple more seconds as these teams sort of decide their lines. Because it's a scrim, they take a bit longer. That's why it's just prepared to attack 4 minutes and 55 seconds now, as opposed to the standard 30 seconds. Gives them a bit of time to talk, come up with a comm. Some teams might have a bit of match posting, but yeah, you can see one team is readied up, just waiting on the other.
3, 2, 1. Round 1.
In we go, and it is going to be Waldy coming in on that Reaper. Going to be looking to get a lot of burst damage onto the Winston. It's Slasher coming in on the Orisa. We saw some amazing Orisa play at the weekend. Let's see if we can see some more today from Slasher. But GG Esports though, coming in strong, getting a good dive in, but there goes down Cloudy, and that is going to be the first pick on the board, and it is the Surgeon of Sorsu coming through with that first opening pick.
I'm on the objective.
Sorus, my mistake. And they are going to get the first cap here, GG Esports, but they have now switched over to the hog. They can note the Orisa not working. They're going to switch over to that hog of Slasher, and we'll see if that makes a difference. And it's going to be a good pick against this hog, but needs to be careful of the boots. There's a big hook coming through, but it's not going to be enough on its own. There's the breather early on in the fight, and the protection as well. They have to get out. Sorus coming through with the overclock, finding one, and with the two, with Cloudy as well falling, and they're going to have to try and get back to spawn, but Freedom is not allowed that Freedom in spawn, and is taken out before they can get there. It's going to be a long fight back now, as we're still waiting for ult charge on the side of Fish and Chips. Obviously, GG Esports, they do have themselves that Death Blossom all ready to go. They've got the Kasuni Rush as well, the Let It Rip combo, as you will know it. And this could be devastating for Fish and Chips. They're unable to counter this. And here it goes in. There is the Death Blossom, but the Protection Uzi comes in. Beautifully played. There's the beat as well as the stay coming and charging perfectly in time. Here for Fish and Chips, they get their own Kasuni Rush in very fastly charged, that one, and but it is not going to be enough. They defended very, very well against the ult usage, but then were unable to deal with the Primal Monkey winging around, and that is them sent back to the spawn door. And again, it's actually going to switch again. This time on the Winston, actually going to go for that full mirror match right now. And let's see if that makes a difference in this final fight. But they are only got this overclock with a lot of weight on Piranha's shoulder right now. They need to find some value, but the beat coming down is going to completely deny that and actually be able to use it aggressively on GG Esports. They're going to find themselves in a big heap of trouble. And Piranha's actually touching the point to stop the overtime coming in again. Another beautiful protection Uzu denying that Death Blossom coming through, and the Death Blossom from Waldy is just going to seal things up, and no one is going to touch the car. And that is going to be a solid first hold by GG Esports.
Score 0-1.
General Hubert in chat telling everybody the truth. Fish and Chips just need a warm-up, obviously. That's what's going on. But I'll tell you who didn't need a warm-up, and that is GG Esports. They came out the block, all guns are blazing. They didn't give Fish and Chips any space to breathe or coordinate themselves. They were just super aggressive, and it worked really, really well for them. And it's going to be down to Fish and Chips to kind of bring it to GG Esports' level. They're just at a different level in that first round, and hopefully we can see a little bit more from Fish and Chips that we know that they have in them going into this next round. They're going to stick with the Winston and take this mirror match and hope that if they stick with it, they might be able to show that they can play this composition better rather than trying to play the off comp here. Going to play for the point. Both teams playing for the points. That's going to be there, using cover very well. Actually, protection comes in early here from Willie, and that is going to be a first takedown onto Snatcher by Waldy here. And now Willie just trying to keep Freedom alive here to get value, but so far they have managed to stick everybody else alive here, but Piranhas does fall, and now it is all about getting out with as many of the remaining members as possible. Going to use a teleporter from Freedom to get them out, but needs to be careful not to lose anybody else. Willie goes down, and that is going to be a solid take by GG Esports. But Fish Chips, they had a good strong showing. They never thought to be winning that fight, but they were definitely holding their own in it and holding on for dear life for as long as humanly possible. And they're going to be able to come into this next fight with a reasonably level ult bank versus GG Esports, but it's Bayuko on these Kirikos with the There it is, the death bottom as well coming through. Didn't even need the rush with that. Just cleans up beautifully, and they're gonna have a rush for the next fight as well. Piranha's just trying to escape here, but there is no escape from that, and that is just clean by Waldy.
Solid work.
We found him. Waldy is here. Sasha looking to help charge up Kiriko. Oh, from Willie, a bit faster here, taking a bit of damage, getting a bit of healing through, trying to charge it up. But there is a Kasuni rush coming through from Fuyuko, and that is not going to be good for Fish and Chips. They have to use a beat, and a very well timed beat that is. Freedom going to come in with a death bottom. They're going to get their first lead in a fight, the first pick of the fight here, and they're going to push in. Slasher gets taken down though, but can Freedom take down a second or not? It doesn't look like it here, but it is going to be a very, very tight fight here for Fish and Chips. But with Cloudy getting taken down as well, 75% on the board, and they just need to get reset here as fast as they possibly can. But Bruce is getting absolutely aggressive right up in personal with them, even the Reaper there, and then does take them down. Unfortunately, we just had an Overwatch crash, unfortunately, from our producer, but we'll be back with you as soon as we can get that rebooted as fast as we can, and we'll be back into it in a short moment. Because I, for one, cannot see. Welcome back, everybody. As you can see, GG Esports were able to close out that final fight on that second point of Busan. We're going to be going down to downtown, though, anyway, because it is a scrim and we are here to practice. They kindly waited for Prod before they started this round. So, not much has happened so far, but it is going to be Slash taking the Reinhardt. I like to see something different here. They've played 4 tanks so far in this scrim already, and this one seems to be working out the most for them. Already taken down as on the side of GG Esports. However, things get traded out as Piranha's getting taken down on that Reaper as well. So pretty even without that Reaper. That's a big source of damage there you're missing. Slasher is just absolutely slashing through everything that they can get near to. They need a bit of help right now from the support line, but it's not there. They're just pressured too much. They're taken down. Cloudy does take down Waldy in the escape, but it's not going to be enough to flip the fight, unfortunately, for Fish and Chips. But well played for them to get 70% of the board. GG Esports now going to be able to get that percentage starting to roll. They do have the Widow of Sarus here. I love this pick. Trying to get a little bit of range going through, and nearly cleans the Reaper off the high ground there, and actually it's going to scope it very well, but the Fish and Chips playing smart here. They're playing left side to avoid this Widow. Light line of sight, I said, just as I say that, Cloudy jumps a little bit too high there. Waldy somehow managing to escape that with their life. And here comes the Kasuni Rush coming in with it, as well as the Primal, as well as the Death Blossom. They invested a lot into that fight, but it was worth it. They won it cleanly. Meanwhile, though, Fish and Chips sitting here, and they have a significant ult advantage coming through into this next fight. Let's see if they can use it to the best of their ability. Waldy, though, taking down Freedom is going to slow this attack down drastically as we move forward, and that might just be enough to help them charge their ultimates. They're going to get the spikes up online, and Waldy still just chipping in damage in this left-hand side. Has that Wraith, of course, to escape just like that, and it's such a strong ability, but once it's used, and Slasher punishes that, taking down Waldy, and as they're going to get onto the point, has the slam ready to go as well. As soon as they drop, they're going to be throwing this at them, going to get rid of this bubble. Needs to be careful though, falling very low, but the support is absolutely on point here from Willie and Cloudy, but it's not going to be enough to keep Cloudy alive. Unfortunately, Willie able to seal the deal here, and actually they're going to keep that Shatter going into the next fight. They've only used B in that fight. Willie gets taken down by Saurus, and that is going to be a massive opening pick into this. GG Esports going to come in now. They are going to be playing into 4 ultimates, but that's 2 picks now from Saurus in quick succession. Both the supports, they have to come back in as fast as they humanly possible can. And Saurus is just guarding that choke point there, waiting for them to come through and clean heads off of shoulders. No supports in sight of Piranhas and the rest of Fish and Chips on point, and they go down. Death Blossom unable to find the value that they needed there, and they are going to come through. They do have the overclock, they do have the slam still, and they do have that window that they can use to get through the show. But can anyone touch? With 5% left, is anyone able to get there? Is it Piranha's on the Tracer? It's going to try and get the dust just in time, managing to trigger that overtime, but it's already looking pretty negative here. The switch onto the Tracer was smart. They had a touch cut and also pressure that Widow. There's a Moira coming in from Cloudy as well, trying to keep some more sustain on there, but nobody else is going to get even close there. And there is the slam that we've been waiting for all game, sadly coming just too late to be able to touch the point. A very tight game indeed, that one. And we are moving on. Right, next map. I'll have news for you as soon as we have it. But chat, I'm going to need some support here. I'm solo casting. Give me some ideas. How can Fish and Chips turn this around? What do you think that they can do differently? Sort of raise their game to get up to that level of GG Esports. What was the difference maker there? Three ults left coming through. Yeah, that's one thing they needed to look at, is maybe using their ults a bit more proactively, a bit more aggressively, rather than waiting for potentially the perfect time to drop them. We've seen some ults used in the end of fight, where they might have got a bit more value if they just used them a bit sooner. I think that's what GG Esports are doing. They're just pressing Q faster. General Uber is just saying more Ryan and they win. Okay, I love the optimism. If they were going to play Ryan, I am surprised that they chose to run it on that particular point as opposed to mecha base, right? You normally traditionally see the more brawly style compositions on mecha base, but obviously that Winston Rush is played like a brawl. But if you're going to run Ryan, why not run it on the traditionally best map for Reinhardt? Esperanza is going to be our next map, jumping straight in here, and I love to see push. I have to say it's been a nice change to watch, have a different game mode. I don't know what they replaced it with, something called 2CP. It sounds great though. I don't know why they didn't carry it across or anything. But we're going to see pretty much a similar, if not the same composition coming out, which is great. These black teams are playing the meta comms. They want to get good at the meta comps in their game and in their style as well. And we haven't seen a flicker of change so far from GG Esports. So it is the ball is definitely in Fish and Chips' ball cut to try and change things up, try and find a way to win and get through this. Yes, obviously with push, the aim is to capture the robot, get the robot to push your barrier forward, and then obviously for the robot to be not controlled by the opponent and push their barrier forward. If the barrier that gets the furthest by the end of the time bank wins. Right. Speaking of, the robot's still unlocked. It's going to be like his first fight on Piranhas. On the side of Fish and Chips, actually getting the first pick of the fight, which is good for them considering this map went, gets some momentum coming forward, and they're going to need to follow it up quickly, and they do. Waldy goes down. Slasher managed to get back out, and they've taken this comp and they've actually shown that they can play it. They know how to be aggressive. They know how to punish out of position players on the side of GG Esports. Maybe they're getting a bit complacent from how well they were doing on the first map, but they definitely had that wake-up call now. So this is going to be a really good fight coming forward. Fish and Chips after the momentum, and GG Esports have been woken up a little bit. So, coming through, Piranhas gets taken down by Sarus. Again, a beautiful shot by Sarus. We saw that on the Widow as well, and they're showing how good Surgeon can be. That's a 3K from them in this fight so far. And it is just going to be gonna try and escape there, but actually ends up just being staggered, unfortunately, on the side of Fish Chips. Cloudy is gonna be coming back, but obviously the Lucio does get a bit of fast movement, and they're pushing that barrier forward. They're gonna take the lead soon, unless Fish and Chips decide to touch this. Probably are gonna touch this, and look like they're setting up to get the touch in. But just waiting for the right opportunity. There they go. They've jumped in straight in. They're going to completely bypass Surgeon and try and get in. But there is a beautiful play by Sarus again, getting the cleaning kill on the Slasher. And they are going to take the lead with that GG Esports. And Piranhas, the final one to go down from Fish and Chips. Fish and Chips, though, they're not going to be able to come in and contest that. And as you see, we are going to go into a quick pause. Someone else having some game issues, maybe some more graphics issues, but we will soon find out where we'll be going after that. Yes, we've had a DC on the side of Fish and Chips, and we should be back in as soon as they can reboot their PC. And you can see the match chat there, the memes coming through. It's a bit hard to get healing when there is no, and your support is AFK, you know. It's very, very, very true. Right, it looks like we have Willie back in the game, and we should be getting ready to go into our next map just shortly. Once both teams are happy to continue. Fortunately, that happens in between fights as well, which is pretty good. The Super Mario brother is not sure what's really going on, but is still finding it entertaining, which is great to hear. Right, so basically there's a robot and there's barriers. You take control of the barrier but by the robot by being near it, and the other team not being near it. And by making them not near it, you kill them. And that is the aim. So far, it is Piranhas and the rest of the ships on the back foot here, and Slasher has to get out, but very low, and gets taken all the way down. And here comes the overclock from Sarus. It's a huge overclock as well, bleeding out too. And without that bubble, without that support, it's going to be a nice clean fight by GG Esports yet again. We need to see what they're going to come in. They're going to go aggressive this really early. Slasher going in very, very early, not waiting for the rest of the team. Are they going to get punished for it? No, they're not. They are going to survive, but it is actually Cloudy that is out of position there. Niddy gets taken down, but does really, really well to survive. Freedom taking down Waldy here. They're not going to get the lead in this fight. They are down by one now, GG Esports. What they have to deal with it. There comes the Death Blossom from Freedom. That is the ultimate ability that they have charged up. and they weren't able to find anything from it due to the beautiful protection coming in from Fuyuko on the side of GG Esports, but it's not going to be enough to keep them control of the robot. And as you can see, they're both going to fight this. Here comes some more, but this time it's on the side of GG Esports, and they're going to find good use out of that Death Blossom, using the Kiriko ult as well to boost that damage, the rate of fire from the Kiriko ultimate. Bruce, again, just going to try and charge that railgun up and get a headshot early. That's exactly what they're going to be looking for here, and that's exactly what they found. Freedom getting taken down by that railgun, and it's going to be another attempt here for Fish and Chips. They're on the final stretch of that barrier push here for GG Esports with 5 minutes, 52 seconds left on the board, and they're going to need to find something here. Fish and Chips are trying to find an advantage here, but they need to shut down Sarus. Sarus has been a menace, and Piranhas does that with a beautiful railgun shot there into Sarus's body, and now we're going to see Sticker on that Winston getting so much value with that Primal Rage ultimate. But while this is all going, you'll notice that robot has been taken a little bit by Fish and Chips. That's going to delay GG Esports just a little bit here. Fish and Chips, they do have the rush from Willie ready to go into this next point. And they're going to switch over their tank as well. They're going to go onto the Zarya. We've seen so many tanks coming out from Sasha. They need to find the one that suits them. And there you go. Wally is getting very in the rush. It's getting so much value. And there it is. The overclock as well, just to steal things out. This is a beautiful play. Beautiful, beautiful play to the last kind of fight territory for Fish and Chips to survive. They now have control of the robot. They're going to be moving forward. They're going to be taking some more space here and buying them a little bit of time. They're going to need to win a couple more fights before they get the robot all the way up to their barrier and start pushing that forward. Here comes a aggressive beat by Cloudy here. Trying to take this fight early, but they need to be ready because there's going to be a Death Blossom and a Hiroko ult to follow it. And there it is. Both of them unleash freedom, unable to find anything with theirs, but Waldy showing how you do it. And they didn't even need to use the rush in the end. Meanwhile, that robot is moving back all the way towards GG Esports' barrier. And they did unlock, they did remove forward spawn. So once they take that second point on that board, you'll see they'll have forward spawns again. So GG Esports now get a little bit closer spawn. But it's not going to be closer than it is going to be for Fish and Chips, as they are right by Fish and Chips' reverse spawn right now. But there's the overclock again. Finds one with just a normal shot with the rally gun beforehand and just using that to create space, and there's nothing to come in here really to touch. He's there, Piranhas is there, but it's not going to be much. And with the Kasuni rush coming in as well, what can they do? The anti coming in is going to be massive, but it's not going to deny everything because there's going to be cleanse coming through from Fuyuko, and it is literally just staggers right now. All you can see on your screen is Fish and Chips diving on the car, trying to keep a presence on that robot to stop it from moving the final few meters to the end of the map, and that's exactly what they are going to do if they can't hold on. And they're doing a great job holding on here, are Fish and Chips, but it's not going to be enough. Here comes in Cloudy, but Cloudy is taken down, and who is there to touch now? It's going to be Freedom on that Tracer. Can't stop that pulse bomb, but it's going to be very hard to hit. Does find a big pulse bomb, but it's not going to be enough to get everyone. And nice, you can see Sasha diving in, trying to hold on for as long as humanly's possible. Feet comes in from Cloudy just to sustain themselves, hold out the point. It's a beautiful stagger coming in from Fish and Chips, trying to stall out for as long as humanly possible, but they weren't getting any picks themselves, so they were never going to turn that fight in their favor. And as you see, Sticker with that primal, beautifully played there to take control. Right, moving on to our next map. Fish and Chips, they had some good strong points in there, in that in that game, but I believe they need to step up their game just a little bit more. They need to find something in them to bring it to GG Esports. They need to shut down Sarus. Sarus is getting too much value at the moment on the Sorojin, and the Sorojin is just too strong right now. Too strong is Sorojin on that, especially with a controller as such as Sarus. Need to say, we're going to be going to Circuit Royale for game number 3. Now, this is with a scrim as well. We do get from game to game reasonably quickly. Just waiting on teams to have their coffee break and such, and then move on. And then we should be ready to go. Right. Just, I mean, someone redeem a channel points or something. There we go. That'll keep us busy. Oh, I can show you my Christmas jumper. There you go. That's something to do. Do you like it? I quite like my Christmas jumper. It's quite nice, huh? Like a Christmas tree, but I don't know if you can see it if you zoom in, but it's like made out of lots of like Jedi's, TIE fighters, and stuff like that. I think there's a Death Watch symbol in there as well. Nice mix of things. Getting festive, getting festive. Anyway, jumping it down to Circuit Royale. Speaking of Circuit Royale, I don't know if any of you are F1 fans out there, but this is, of course, the home of F1, really. The home of motor racing, not including Silverstone, of course, but one of the most famous of races, the Monaco Grand Prix. And obviously, it was the season finale, was at the weekend in Abu Dhabi, while we were having our wonderful Arena Open Division tournament with a $100 prize pool on the line for that one. If you want to catch maybe one of our future tournaments, maybe giving a Twitch follow, or follow us on Twitter, or follow us or join our Discord, and you get up-to-date information on that. We also have a YouTube channel where we post a weekly video called Tuesday News Day, and it gives you all the latest updates from Arena 51 every week as well. So do give those links a follow. And my wonderful colleague, the tournament manager themselves, General Uber, in chat, they're going to help you find all those links as well. Unfortunately, yes, we have noticed this many times when casting, but these doors do not let spectator cam through, and there's a few maps that do that, and most of them are the new ones, but not all of the new ones. Some of the new ones you can go through. It's very odd. I'm gonna get a piano lesson coming in from Vyuko here. Oh, that's a nice tune. Ruined by stars. We were getting a melody. I can't believe it. What are you doing? I love it. I love this. This is what I live for. This is the content I live for. I don't know about you guys in chat. Stars playing out on the Lucio there, jamming out on the piano, and here we go. Okay, so that's a very violent shot.
5, 4, 3.
Oh, looks like we're getting underway, and they're not even ready. They're not even by the door. What are they doing? Oh, right, they're too busy playing the piano. That's what they're doing. I'll tell you what they're not too busy doing. They are now getting themselves ready, and it is just going to be a waiting now. Now you'll see that we're going to see something very from what we've seen the rest of the scrim so far, and Stasha just adding another tank to their pool right now. It's Sigma. And we've seen this comp a lot on Circuit Royale. It's a lot of open sightlines to get a lot of value from the Widow and from the actual Handler, depending on which one you choose to go for. Cloudy again on that Zen, also going to get a lot of value with those Discord orbs, as well as getting a lot of damage themselves. Willie going on them. This is a very different look from both teams. But the most common denominator between the two is that Widow. And to get on that Monkey, it's going to be able to get a lot of ground and really push in on Piranhas on that Widow. Take a lot of control and get in very, very close and cause a lot of pressure. And actually, Sarus is going to find freedom in the midst of all of that. And Willie falling down to Staz as well. And that's going to be a quick first fight by the team in red of GG Esports, yet unnamed team. But needs to be careful, Sticker. It falls very low. And Staz is going to come to the rescue, taking down Cloudy. But it's taken out by Freedom themselves. So that might actually be an opening here for them to try and take control of the payload. And being a payload map, obviously, the teams will take it in turns, attacking and defending. And on the attack, they want to try and push that cart the same way they pushed the robot on the previous map. Past each of the 3 checkpoints, each one giving them a point. And you see, every time you do that, you unlock earlier or closer spawns, making it even harder to defend on the defending side. And that's exactly what you see here. It's been dismantled by the team GG Esports, and Fish and Chips have to make a quick exit. Quick exit here into the safety of 3rd point. They're going to re-aggress onto the 2nd point where they are now, GG Esports. That cart just coming around the bend and up the hill. And there you can see where it'll make its turn on that 2nd objective point. Looking for the Sturgeon here on Piranhas, trying to find a sneaky scope kill here, but Sarus is an absolute menace when it comes to this sniper style of play. Cloudy gonna take down Staz on that brig. I like the combination here, but there's a huge Death Blossom there, and he's gonna follow it up with the 4K coming through, and there is Cloudy on the brig as well here, trying to take that down, but Cloudy actually gonna win out that fight. Piranha's taking out Sarus as well. That is a beautiful fight by the team GG Esports. They are able to claim the 2nd point with that because there was just no way that Fish and Chips were ever going to be even close to touching that. Yuko getting close and personal as best he can, moving this cart forward, just throwing in as much healing as they can, but there is the beautiful primal, but unbelievably Waldy able to TP back up and survive off the back of that. But it's going to be a little cleanup work now from Fish and Chips on that top high ground. They have control of it now, and obviously that is a massive advantage. Although Sasha just jumping straight to the low ground and just going to chase them all the way back here, and actually going to take down Fuko in the process. Really well played there. Take down Fuko. They have Gravitivic flux online. That's going to lift everybody up into the air and slam them to the ground. But it is going to require a very nice pick here. Actually, there you go. Sticker gets taken down. And you can see Fish and Chips finding a rhythm here on this 3rd point defense. And it's going to be all down to positioning that very aggressively held here for a pokey spam comp style, which they've got with the Hanzo and the Sturgeon, both more long-range type heroes or mid-range heroes. And there's the window coming through early. There is the flux that we were talking about, and it's going to take down Waldy. Yuko also falling soon after with the with that half HP taken down by the flux, and beautifully played. Holding this strong on this door. We're going to have the overclock coming in by Piranhas early. And this is exactly what we were talking about in the previous match. We like early ultimates, and that is how GG Esports have been winning so far, but they need to be careful not to overextend. And that's exactly what's happening right now. They've got in too deep, too fast. There is the rush as well. They want to steal this fight right here, right now. And they are going to do so. GG Esports now in control of the car. Going to get a bit more progress on the board. And it's going to be down to 3 minutes and 20 seconds. Piranhas and the rest of Fish and Chips going to have to hold on to. Piranhas getting focused down quite rapidly there by Waldy, but managing to escape. The beautiful support by Willie, and there's a huge Blossom again, taking down 4 player on the Rhine. Just going to jump off the cliff. Slasher, my mistake. Everything's happening so fast. There is the dragon from spawn, but is it going to find anything? It's going to force everyone off the point, but can anyone touch? No! The beat comes in from Stars, so they'll just have to get it over the line. And they nearly get the touch in to deny that third cap, but unable to do so in the end. And now it's going to be time for Fish and Chips to do their attack.
Ready for battle.
These wonderful streets of Monte Carlo. Of course, we'll be jumping up to this high level right now, and it'll be where they are getting themselves set up and ready to go. I am curious to know as to how accurate the map layout is to the actual streets of Monte Carlo for the actual race circuit. I don't think it's particularly accurate. I do like the hairpin that they've included to mirror the one in the actual Monaco GP. It's the only corner, believe it or not, in the entire F1 season where drivers will actually drop down into first gear. So there you go. Fun fact for you. But yeah, we see the teams congregating, getting themselves ready again, and we're going to see yet another look from Fish and Chips. Meanwhile, we're going to see the consistency from GG Esports running that funky rush composition. They just alternate whether they're running the Sorogin or the Widow here, and Sarus is just an absolute menace on either one of those. And Piranha's taking out this Farah might be a little bit of a change of pace here, but they need to be careful not to get taken down by the Widow, who's got a lot of good aim here, and actually going to use this tree very wise to try and hide from that Widow and just use the splash damage here, but does take damage here. And Waldy, in the meanwhile, on that front line, is going to take down Slasher, and is soon going to be followed by the rest of the team. And Cloudy, trying to get back into the spawn room, is able to do it and does survive narrowly there, and that would have cost them another second or so with that respawn. They're going to go back around the corner. Very nicely done by GG Esports so far. Very well held. Piranha's still sticking with the Farah. An interesting, and whether they can actually find some value out of that is going to be interesting. But Waldy is definitely finding a lot of value here at the moment with this Reaper pick, just absolutely shredding Splasher here on that Winston. But the heal is there though. A beautiful healing coming from Willy and Cloudy, trying to keep that up. And actually the protection being able to counteract the nade, the anti-nade, very, very well here from Cloudy on the side of GG Esports. But Piranha's getting a lot of value. There is a nice sleep coming down onto Waldy. And there's the res onto Slasher. That's going to bring them back into the fight. Not have to wait for respawn. Piranha's with the barrage. Going to go for a cheeky flank here. I think maybe wait for the next fight. They're going to be setting up ready for it. Do they know that they are there? That is the question. Do they know they are there? Yes, they do, Waldy. What? What? They're just looking at each other. What's going on? Well, Piranhas knew they were there. And they were just staring at each other like, what is going on? And Waldy then finally taking down Piranhas. What is going on? They're just both hiding from the other team. And Piranhas was like, I don't want to say anything. I don't want to move, but it was too little too late. It was taken down. That was class. That was hilarious. But there we go. Slasher, Piranhas, Cloudy, Freedom, and Willy as well soon to have ult. And that is going to be a 5-bank ultimate here. And as you can see, Waldy just sitting there with that Blossom waiting to pull it out. But they'll know that Waldy is waiting for that. They'll just be waiting for when they're going to use it because of how much is available to them. Freedom taking a lot of damage at face value there, coming from Garus. Going to use the sight to get a bit more space and a bit more thing, but Piranha's still with that barrage. Nearly gets taken down. Somehow survives like 1 HP. I don't know how they managed that, but they finally get taken down by Staz. And this is just brutal. They're holding them at the spawn door right now. This is This is not what you like to see in a scrim, really. It's ultra. This isn't what you would play if you were playing in an actual matchup here. And they're gonna left blossom the side door here. Wave. Oh, this is getting very poor here. And Sticker gonna get another pick here. They need to find a pick fast here. Do fish and chips, but it's taken down out of the barrage as well by the Winston here. But there's Slasher comes through. There's the beat on the defense end. Sticker gets taken down, and they are without their main tank right now. They've switched over to the Torb. Bruce on the Torb. This is a very interesting composition, but that is getting so much uncontested value. Slasher is going to be on point, swinging that hammer like a maniac here, trying to find some value, and there you go. They're going to get the picks they need here. Get overzealous from GG Esports, perhaps getting a bit over-aggressive. Freedom taking down Sarus there with a beautiful pulse bomb, but it's not going to be enough as Waldy taking down Piranhas and Willy. And there goes Fuko. What a beautiful headshot coming through. The slam goes down from Slasher. Going to immediately take down Fuko. It's not going to be enough. Slasher's there on their own here, holding out on the point. Who else is there to touch? Nobody. And GG Esports can take map number 3. And there we go. Game number 3 over in a flash. A stronghold by GG Esports. You know, they had some good points in their defense. Did fish and chips. They had a bit of a strong showing in points there, and you know, we're getting a little bit of BM coming through from GG Esports, which is not what you like to what you like to see, and really, but there we go. But yeah, we'll find out what our next map is going to be here. And hopefully we can find fish and chips a bit of anger and a bit of flourish in their step to come through. It is obviously GG Esports map, and then we'll get on to the next game. Just waiting to see what they're going to go for. They're just deciding on the game on the map, and then we should be getting ready to go. Shouldn't take too long, just for GG Esports to get them going. Piranha's obviously just keeping a nice head and asking for maps, and we should be getting on King's Row. Everybody, Scrim's Row. Could have put money on that happening right there. They are down a player on the side of fish and chips from a DC there. It does look like it was the Freedom on the previously playing the Reaper so far. Getting ready to go. Yeah, once we're into King's Row, we should be getting good to go. Just going to be waiting for that second player. Right. King's Row, can we see Ryan? General Uber, you're here with me. Are we going to see Ryan on King's Row? Are we going to see more Slasher Ryan slashing through GG Esports? Or are we going to see something a bit different? We've seen every tank apart from Ball at this point from Slasher, trying to find the groove. Oh, and Doomfist. I forget Doomfist is a tank. You can't blame me. Doomfist been a DPS for... what, 4 years? 5 years? More than that, 6 years. 6 years Doomfist has been a DPS. Ashfo going to be coming in instead of Freedom for this next map. So a little bit of a substitution on the side of fish and chips. And we should be good to go. See what happens in this next fight. Maybe Ashfo might be able to make that slight bit of difference that they need here and we'll be jumping through very, very soon. We're gonna have a beautiful statue in the center there, and get ourselves ready to go in a hot second. Wait, it looks like we're going to see that brawl comp coming out from both teams. We're going to see Sarus on the Tor, Baldy on the Sim. That is going to be ruthless to Slasher's shield right now. But they're going to bring a Mei, and they're going to be a Surgeon. So it's going to be a little bit of a different take on Brawl. And actually, without the Lucio, it's going to make it very difficult for Sticker to get the mobility needed to be able to get the value. Maybe they're just going to rely on the support damage itself to get the value rather than the Rhine itself. But be interested to see how they play this without a Lucio, especially on offense. On defense, of course, you can kind of rely on your team, the enemy coming to you a little bit more. But especially when you're on the attack, you can't chase down as much. If you don't have a Lucio, you don't have that speed boost. You can't get close enough to get the damage in. But that's something that Fish and Chips definitely have in their Cloudy ready to go.
5,
On there, Lucio.
3,
And here we go.
1.
I have a slight change of heart here, switching the talk to the Hanzo coming through. Unable to find anything. There's a nice Maywall coming through, but it's not able to find anyone. Cut them off just for a time being, though. Sticker coming through. There is the TP. They're going to use the TP to find space. Tasha gets taken all the way back to their team, and a wall has to be used to keep the rest of the team alive. And it's not going to be enough here, and they're going to have to get out as fast as they can here, Fish and Chips. And they're doing a good job to keep their supports alive here, but they're getting chased all the way down here. The Zen as well as Stars going very aggressive. Are they going to be able to touch here? That is the question. Are they going to be able to touch here? I don't know if they are. There comes a huge pin coming through from Slaz. But is it going to be enough to find anything? Coffee. Cloudy finds a pick on the Sarus, but it's returned in favor onto Piranhas here. And Sticker in this small and just getting so much value here. Cloudy also, they're trying to find some value, but they are able to hold that and get that first fight win on the best here. I'm going to unlock that payload ready for this next fight. They're going to go super aggressive again. They're going to get these two caught out in bad spawn here, take them down, and just slow down even further their time. And that is a very interesting teleport placement. As you can see, those turrets from the Symmetra, they're going to get lots of value. And I wonder if they're going to be ready for it here. Fish and Chips, they've got plenty of time on this second point before they need to do an aggressive play, but the turrets get a lot of damage. There comes a slam through. There's Sticker's slam that hits the deck, and unfortunately for Fish and Chips, most of them are going to be hitting the deck as well off the back of it. Very well played again by GG Esports. Very, very aggressive. They're just going. They're bringing the fight to Fish and Chips and not giving them time to coordinate themselves, not giving them time to get their ultimates in check, get a good ultimate in. They're just being super, super aggressive here, and it's so far working for them quite well. They need to be careful because there's Sarus here, and they know Sarus is here. Piranhas is not taking the Genji, trying to battle this out, but Sarus is just able to deal with them without an issue here on this Hanzo, finding a nice early shot here. Here's the Dragon coming down from the high ground. It's just going to create space here in this car. It's just going to continue to progress. Ashfo is going to take down Sarus, but it's not going to be enough on it soon. And they run into the back line, ready to defend the third point of the map here. 5 minutes on the clock is absolutely steamrolling of a time bank here from GG Esports. They need to find something here, do Fish and Chips to get themselves a rolling, get themselves going. But still waiting on how they're going to do that. And here comes the slam code through. No, they're going to back out. They're going to try and get back to defend, and they do a good job of it as well here. Beautiful play coming through. It's going to take down Voldy. Ashpo taking out Sticker with the overclock as well, and finally they get their first defensive kill. Runners. Nice and aggressive. Nice defense there. Here comes the trying to charge that blade. That's all they can do with the current meta is just charge the blade. The shurikens have been nerfed to the ground. That's a beautiful deflect coming in terms of stars, finding the head. Is they going to be enough to turn this fight in their favor? They're going to use the window nice and early. And here comes the slam, but it doesn't find anything. No, it doesn't. Thrasher comes through instead on the Rhine. And down goes the final member of GG Esports. And this is really, really well played here. In fact, I lie. Yuko is still on the high ground, still kicking about. Piranhas takes a quick route back to spawn here. I don't know whether that was intentional or not, but there we go. And we are going to DC from the game once again.
Ready for battle.
Yeah, the server closed due to an unexpected error, unfortunately. We've seen that before. That's an interesting one. Not seen that one before. That is very new. And while we're working out what's going on, we'll be right back with you.
Now entering King's Row. Ready for battle.
Okay, everybody, we're back. I'm lower down now, and we are getting ready for a second round on King's Row here. I'm just going to swap the teams over and go from there because it was pretty much near the end of the map anyway, and then we'll see where we go from there. This is already map number 4, so we'll keep going and see what happens.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective.
Scopes, Piranhas, trying to find a pick early. They've actually got a Farah here, Waldy, from GG Esports. Of course, they have swapped sides to be able to facilitate the change of sides in the game. You can't change who starts. So we are going to see a beautiful start here, but Sticker does take down Willie on the jump pad. So a bit of an interesting compositional choices here from the two teams. But so far it's one apiece. And it is Piranha's trying to find Farah here, but unable to do so. Just hiding in the corner. Not quite warmed up on the Widow just yet, it seems, unfortunately. And there's Sticker taking down Slasher, and already with a slam, getting that very, very soon. And Ashfo is just going to go for a little bit of a flank here. Unable to do much against the Genji, unfortunately. They did a good job, but not good enough to get the win here. And here goes Slasher again, has to use the protection early here. Does Cloudy, but it's not going to be enough here. Going to swap things over as well. They're going to go in aggressive stance. Gets taken down by Piranhas. Piranhas doing a great job here, but Waldy getting Nano goes right up to the spawn door. On the high ground, takes down Piranhas. That is a very aggressive play, and the Reds coming in on staff as well. Waldy here with the barrage. They will be ready for this. They will know that this barrage is coming. And what? I haven't seen a Diva coming out from Sticker right yet, and perhaps something that we could see soon. Potentially something we'll be looking for. Unable to find anything just yet, but Waldy still being a menace at the spawn door here. Doesn't want to give anything, but they've gone out the other door. They've gone for a flank here. Slasher coming through, but gets down to the ground. There's a Cassini rush as well, and Reflection Usu avoids the charge, but not for long, and the damage coming through. And yeah, it's another spawn door hold here coming through from the side of GG Esports. There's a sleep coming through, but it's not a funny thing, and they're down 2 already here. GG Esports, this might be the opportunity that they've been looking for here. But there's a charge coming through from Sticker again on this Rhine. Going to find a lot of value, but has a Doomfist in the face, and those rocket punches hurt. And they're going to look to cap the first objective point. Continue going.
60 seconds remaining.
And a very nice punch from Slash as well, going to deny that gap. Deflect coming through, but there's almost left. Who managed to get the touch in, I don't know, but we're in this final fight territory. They just need one here. Brian falls very, very low, gets taken down, but the tire from Willie is huge. Breaking down 2. Absolutely massive here from Fish and Chips. This is what we love to see from them. They're going to find this all the way to the end. They're going to delay. Flash is coming in on the Doomfist, making the difference maker here. Absolutely huge on the Doom. Getting a big slams in as well, and they're just going to deny Baldy the touch, and they're going to cap. Here comes the Meteor Strike coming through. Quite a big slam as well, but there's a charge coming through, but Slasher Dust going to survive that. Protection is going to protect them. Here comes the Fist defending as much as we possibly can here. Nice rocket punch to deny the charge, but it's not going to be enough. Baldy taking down Slasher, and they're going to be all back in spawn again here. Fish and Chips, they've got 2 more minutes on the clock, and they're going to switch over to the Bastion, and I don't really know if they were ready for the Bastion. They're getting absolutely melted here. Sticker is going to find enough cover to survive here, but it's not going to be enough to last long. The Blade of Wally, the Nano Stars are going to come out together here for the looks of things. And there is a huge push through here. They're going to go with the Bastion. The Bastion's working wonders for them so far. Shot on the Doom is just doing one amazing work here for the side of Fish and Chips. They're doing a brilliant job pushing through. Here comes the slam coming down. It comes down early. The res comes through. There's the high noon to follow it up, and a lot of ults had to be used there on the side of GG Esports. But here they go again. There is the Bastion still alive. They're just holding on for as long as possible. They're going to take down, but they do take down Sticker on the side. Do they have the res available to get the res in? If they do, no, the timer is still there. They can use this, the pressure, take control, and put this cart moving towards the end of the map here. We love to see it from our Fish and Chips. Here comes the artillery strike. Doesn't find anything on its own just yet. Does take control of that high ground though. Good use, blind space. It is a very low value ultimate here, and Sasha is going to use that absorbed and try and absorb some HP, but is unable to do so, and Ashbo gets taken down soon after here. And they are going to get a recontest and rehold here and take control of the whole again, GG Esports. Bruce coming in on the Hanzo now, gets a nice stick, but gets taken down by Piranhas. Piranhas going to get this cart rolling in the back line here. That's is going to be coming in soon as well. Has a meteor strike to boot, going to come down, drops down, but unable to get the kills needed here with it. And it is the blade from Waldy that actually gets the value. And Sasha, the only one left on point, unable to contest that for long enough. And who is left to touch the cart? Well, I don't think anybody is able to. And that's going to be the end of King's Row.
Score 0-1. Switching sides.
Anyway, that is the end of King's Row, bringing the match score 4-0, as we can confirm that GG Esports did actually push the cart further forward. I don't know whether that's going to be the end of the scrim or not. I don't know if it's a 4-map scrim or longer, but we have a mix of both on the channel, and by the looks of things, it does look like we are going to see the 4-map scrim, and that will be the end of the scrim. I don't expect we'll get any interviews today, but if we do, I'll keep you posted and we'll hang fire for a few moments. But yeah, it's been a bit of a one-sided scrim, you might say. But I have to say, the courage from Fish and Chips to continue fighting was very good. We like to see it. And they had some really strong moments in that whole game that they can really look to and try and rally from. They got the first fight win on the push map. That was massive. So they knew that they had the ability. Yeah, I think also showing their versatility, especially on the tank line up there, from Slasher coming in on pretty much every tank apart from Diva. Diva and Ball, I think, were the only two we didn't see in the end. But yeah, it's a very strong showing from both teams, really. Yeah, we're gonna as I said at the beginning of the stream, a huge thanks to for Zusor on coming in on the production first day producing. So apologies if there was any slight hiccups or anything that you picked up during the scrim or anything. Obviously, it's the first time using our production package, and it takes a while to get used to these new setups and things. So yeah, and obviously we did have the game crash as well, which is a bit unfortunate and not something we used to seeing. But a huge thank you to Zusor and chat everybody for picking up the Monday production slot. All right. Doesn't look like we're going to get any interviews into the waiting room, so that'll be the end of the stream, and I hope you all had a good evening. I did, pretty enjoyed myself, and we'll see you again soon for another one.